Hi, everybody. This is Bowman's Friends. My name is Cassidy, and I'm here with some Smart Campus graduating seniors, and we're just going to get to know them. I'm going to ask them a few questions about them graduating and leaving, which is really sad. Okay, so my first question is just for you guys to go around and introduce yourself. If you could say your name, your major, and which part of Smart Campus you worked for, and maybe a fun fact.
Okay. You want to start?
Hi, my name is Tate Sanders. I'm one of the facilities managers for Smart Campus at the Cornerstone Esports Lounge. I am graduating with my master's degree in strategic human resource management and analytics, kind of a mouthful. But a lot of what I did for Smart Campus was run esports tournaments, so like Super Smash Brothers competitions and things of that nature.
So my name is Morgan Miller. I'm a senior at the University of Kentucky. I'm graduating with a computer science degree and a minor in mathematics. I was an academic technologist for the Smart Campus, so I primarily worked with the iPad initiative, but towards the end of my time as a student employee, I started working more on the social media side of things, so I kind of do both. So the iPad and social media would be primarily where I've worked, but then a little event planning as well. So.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ola, and I'm getting my master's in finance. I worked as a Smart Campus assistant. I worked the front desk, but I also worked in social media as well and in production. I made a Smart Campus documentary. That was mostly what I did towards the end, but for like 6-7 months, that's what I focused more on was social media and production.
Nice. Okay, so you guys are all graduating. Is tomorrow graduation?
Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh,
Friday
okay.
and Saturday, I think.
I keep getting my days mixed up now that class is over. But
Yeah.
so what's next for you guys after graduation, after you're all done?
I guess for myself, I'm looking to stick around in Lexington. Don't know if that means staying on with the Smart Campus team yet. Going to be looking into that. I love doing what I do with esports. I love the competitions. I love making connections with the community, kind of community building in that way. But I'm also pursuing my HR career. And so I have a really good internship right now. Would love to stick on with them, but no immediate plans right now. Just staying around Lexington and looking to pursue my HR career.
Yeah, so for me, I have wanted to kind of go into consulting, which I know kind of sounds weird for computer science, but a lot of computer scientists actually do go into consulting. So I have a job in Charlotte, so I will be heading there. My start date is not announced yet, so I don't know when. So in the interim, I will be working for Smart Campus, kind of doing along the lines of the same things, obviously not as a student employee anymore. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's a national technology consulting position. I'm really excited to continue working with Smart Campus in the meantime. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, since I'm international, mine is kind of very difficult. I have to get my OPT, which is like basically a work permit, so that's what I'll be focusing on. And as I do that, hopefully finding a job as well in finance. But my dream or goal eventually is to go into film. Well, working with Smart Campus kind of confirmed that. I wasn't sure at first because, it's kind of like it's a dream. You don't really think about like making movies or stuff. You just think, oh yeah, I like movies because I watch a lot. But after the doing a documentary and working at Smart Campus and going on the film workshop, I'm convinced that I want to go into film. So my goal is to find a job in finance because I am required to. It's a requirement. And I do also want to get some experience in that because I did get a master's in that, even though it's not really my passion. And I had a bachelor's in journalism, which is kind of different, but I do want to go into film. So my goal would be to get a job in finance, but also start pursuing a career in filmmaking and screenwriting.
Nice. Okay, so what is one piece of advice you guys would give, like, an underclassman?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Always check your Canvas. Always look for your due dates. Some professors don't know how to use Canvas. Just make sure you have your due dates down. I think definitely in my first couple of years, I missed out on a lot of assignments just because I wasn't paying attention, not because I didn't want to do it or didn't have the time. I just forgot about it. So just stay on top of your work, keep trying hard, the general cheesy stuff, but you can make it, especially here at UK. We've got good teachers.
I think for me, I would say just try as many things as you can. For me, like going into this role with Smart Campus, I was primarily focused on the iPads, which I talked about, which had, obviously it's technology, it's kind of related to computer science, and obviously my education is computer science. But in this role, I've just kind of tried a bunch of different things, from content creation to event planning to, project management, just so many different things. And I think, being able to try all those things has been, such a blessing. And I'm so appreciative of Eric and Rosa for giving me the opportunity to try so many things. And I think Ola will probably say something similar, just because he also, just kind of tried, went on a limb and tried the filmmaking stuff. But I think that kind of guided me down the career path that I want to start in. And I think that without this role and without trying a bunch of different new things, I would have never known that I wanted to be in consulting and that, I liked doing stuff like that. So I'd say that's primarily, which I know it's broad advice, but the advice I'd give.
So just go for it. Well, I have multiple, but I'll say the first one is just go for it, because I had an idea. I'm just basing on my experience, but I had an idea for Smart Campus documentary, and I kept it in for like a couple of months. And, they were doing, Eric and Rosa were doing a presentation where we're looking for new stuff. And I was just like, why not just, go for it and tell them this is what I wanted to do. And they approved. And just from me going forward, I was able to get a lot of experience, and also be able to create something that would be, something that I enjoyed creating, something I can use in the future for reference or something. So I would say just go for it, because you never really know. I'm very introverted, so I don't go for a lot of stuff. I'm usually just but I do say just go for it, because again, you never know. And also to find connections with people, it's very important, especially in college. Because in the real world, you're on your own. People don't realize how much on your own you are. Obviously, you have family and friends, but it's very broad. You're not going to have the same protection or resources to be able to, solve some things for yourself. So you do need connections, because you never know what connection or person can, help you through something. For example, I never really talked in Smart Campus when I was here, and she reached out to me one time because I was doing the iPad desk. And that connection helped me to be able to, have a project manager and, resources that I was able to, create social media now. I was filming again. I was, all that. So I would just say, find as many connections as you want, because you're on your own, truly, in the real world.
That's scary.
Got dark.
Yeah.
The last question is just what are a few words to describe your UK experience?
I like that you're starting out off on all these. It gives me a little bit of time to think.
Yeah, I might talk for a while, too.
Okay. Oh, she said few words, so
few words.
remember that.
I'll try and keep it short.
Yeah.
Found family, for sure, for me. From the people I met at Smart Campus to before I was even starting at UK, I came into UK during lockdown. And so I received just a random email to go to what may seem so silly, like a video game competition. And I found people that became the groomsmen in my wedding. I found connections, I found people. Like Ola said, I think it was really powerful just trying new things and being able to utilize that and pursue what I loved as opposed to what I felt like I needed to get my degree for. And yeah, my experience at UK has been one of found family and being able to do what I love.
Oh gosh. I would say just I guess it's kind of advice again. But I would just say work-life balance. I feel like at UK, the best times I had were when I really prioritized, enjoying the moment that I was in, even if it is doing a homework assignment or, being in class with your friends. I think I was doing a homework assignment the other night, and I was like, this is the last time I'm going to do a homework assignment, which it was kind of like, obviously nice. Like, I'm never going to have to do homework again, but also, like, kind of sad because it's, like, an era of your life. And so I think, obviously things can get repetitive in college. You can be doing so many different things, but just being able to appreciate, like, what you're doing and make time for the stage of life that you're in. Like, being able to go to the football and basketball games, being able to, study, and do your homework. I think there's so many different aspects of college, and just being able to appreciate all of them has been something that, I kind of figured out in my senior year, but I think I've appreciated, the whole time, the experience, so.
I'll probably say UK gave me a lot of courage. My family's not here. I have no immediate family here. My parents are back in Nigeria and my brother's in Canada. So sometimes it's a bit. I don't really have. I have my aunts and uncle. They're like family, so that's good. But I didn't have a lot of family support like that. I don't see my parents a lot ever. I haven't seen them since 2021. I haven't seen my brother in 2 years. So stuff like that, but it gave me courage to be able to, reach out to other people, just not people that I know. I've had to deal with finding courage. I came here to the U.S. by myself when I was 13 years old. So I've had to find all that courage. But UK is different because it's given me the ability to be able to reach out to other people, especially I like to give a shout out to the counseling center. I was struggling for a little while and I didn't know what to do, but someone introduced me there, and I was able to get to talk to someone for free and all that. So just UK has a lot of resources. Being able to again, I'm Nigerian, so my parents wanted me to go into computer engineering because I was really good at school and I could do it, but I didn't enjoy it, but it gave me the courage to be able to say, okay, you can try other stuff and then find your passion. So I'm grateful to UK for being able to give me the courage to say, you know what, this is not something that I want, or I need help, I need to reach out to someone, or I want to be able to pursue what I want to do. So just having those resources has been really helpful, and I'm very grateful for UK for providing that. So, yeah.
Lovely. Okay, these seniors were lovely, and I loved all their answers to their questions, and we're going to miss them so much. But now we're going to cut on to our next group of seniors.
Bye, everyone.
All right, we're back, and I have 4 more graduating seniors to ask some awesome questions. So we're going to get started. The first question is just if you guys could give a quick intro about who you are, your name, your major, and what part of Smart Campus you worked for.
I guess I'll start. Yeah. So my name is Nick. I'm a journalism major, sports journalism with an MAS minor. You guys should be pretty familiar with me. I've been here for 3 years now. It's just kind of crazy. I started kind of with a whole bunch of people, and then now I'm with you guys. And I don't know, it's just kind of cool that I've been here for so long, and I kind of saw, this thing grow. And I'm kind of sad that this is my last episode, but I've been working for Women's Friends, which is Smart Campus now, for 3 years. So you should be a little familiar with me. So that's kind of me.
I'm Kate, and I am a media arts and studies major with a theater minor. And I started this semester as a Bowman's Friends podcasting intern.
Hi, my name is Sanaya. I'm a sports journalism major with a minor in communications, and I also will be receiving a certificate in sports branding and promotion when I graduate, so that's fun. I started this semester, and it was really exciting. I learned a lot.
My name is Caleb. I am an ICT major, which is information communication technology. Let's see, I'm graduating tomorrow, and I worked for the Esports Lounge for 4 years.
Nice.
What a great place.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys after graduation?
I guess I'll start this one again. Might go back home. Thinking about doing a 1-year program at Northwestern, but I'll see what goes from there.
Well, after graduating, I'm gonna go home for a few months in the summer to Madison, Wisconsin, which is where I'm from. And after that, I really don't know. I want to go into the film industry, so I am looking for film production jobs, and I do know that the film industry in Kentucky is growing a lot because of the Kentucky tax incentive that we have for films. So I think I'm going to end up moving probably back to either the Lexington or the Louisville area, and hopefully working on film sets. I have connections here. Like, I know people in Louisville and I know people in Lexington. So I hope to get with those people and get on film sets and make some cool stuff.
So I plan on going back home to Chicago, and I'm starting my master's program in sports management in the fall, and I'm looking for my big girl job. I got like one kind of interview maybe in June, so fingers crossed for that. But yeah,
I've got no idea. We're gonna hope something happens. Maybe I'll stay at the esports lounge. I think staying at the esports lounge would be nice. You know, I've been there for 4 years. It's like my entire professional career has existed solely at the esports lounge. And well, you know, we're creatures of habit. Do I want to go to a new environment? Not particularly. But do I want to stay at the esports lounge forever? Also not particularly. So I've been throwing out applications on LinkedIn recently. Been getting a little bit of positive reception, which is very surprising considering, you know, you hear the job market is like terrible nowadays, which is true. But yeah, I've been getting some responses, which kind of decently surprised me. They were just like a few days after I submitted my application. So no idea, but we'll see.
Do you mind if I ask a quick follow-up?
Yeah.
First off, can you just move, when I ask you this, you want to move the mic so we can hear a little more?
There's nothing.
I'd
love to.
So you said you're ICT, right?
I am ICT. That's true.
What exactly do you want to like do with, you know, your career? I know you said you've worked with the esports lounge for 4 years, but what exactly would you like to get into for your future?
That's a good question. You know my affinity for a man named Darren Adkins, right?
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, I love Darren Adkins. I love him. So he does a lot of stuff down at the downtown studio at Rupp. I think even though I didn't go into anything, I guess, like media creation, I suppose you could say ICT has a big enough umbrella to where like I can get into anything tech related because of my ICT background, right? So I think doing something like that, I think would be pretty nice. Also, just like keeping, you know, with like my UK, just how I've been doing it for the past 4 years, I think that would be nice too. But like some of the things I was applying for, even like I guess if I wanted to, I could even do like sales or stuff like that. I was looking anything I could do remote jobs. I've applied to a few of those. Those have not responded to me. Trying to think, computer hardware I think is something else that I would like to do, but there's not really like, that's not like a gigantic industry or something that's like, you know, constantly we need people constantly hiring for that or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think just anything kind of in the tech world would be nice. Anything that pays well in the tech world, I'd be quite happy with.
I definitely think having the UK brand, you know,
That's true.
on your resume, seeing you
It's
graduated
true.
4 years for that. Also, I mean, working at the esports lounge, you're surrounded by technology.
That's
so,
true. That is true.
I mean, we know people that I guarantee you know how to, you know, fix some iPads better than probably any other person.
You know how many times I've been stuck in an iPad help desk?
Oh,
in
I
these
know,
past 4
I know.
years.
I've seen you stranded,
It's
but
true.
I definitely think, you know, working there and having just the UK brand on your resume and on everything that people can see is definitely very important. So
Yeah.
I guarantee you here soon you'll find something that will really
I sure hope so.
you'll really like.
I sure hope.
What's one piece of advice that you would give just about your UK experience or the underclassmen or other seniors graduating? Your choice.
Let's start in reverse order. I'm gonna need some time to think.
Okay, back to me. Ooh, I think might be the least qualified person to give advice, but advice.
I have one.
Ooh,
I'll go first.
that works.
I think just make as many connections as you can, and do not be afraid to reach out to the people in your classes. Like, these are your peers that are probably wanting to, especially if they're in your classes related to your major, just find out if they're interested in the same thing that you are. Maybe you want to like join a club with them, or if you join a club yourself and get to know people that are interested in the same thing that you are, because that will help you a lot. And first of all, it'll make you friends, which friends are great, but it'll also give you connections. Like I was saying, like I'm so grateful that I have a good like network of connections of people that I can reach out to in the future about filmmaking and stuff. So I think do not be afraid to reach out to people and reach out to professors as well. Go to office hours, make friends with your professors, because they are here to help. So I think these connections with people that are gonna be able to help you go far in the future are super, super important. And so don't take those for granted, and really don't be afraid to reach out. Everyone here is here to learn and here to make connections and make friends. So yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
I have one. This is like personal, but like learn how to be like by yourself. Like go to events by yourself. Go like out to just do stuff by yourself. Because sometimes like your friends are busy or like schedules don't align. Just go out and do stuff by yourself, and you'll learn how to be like more independent. You'll learn how to like just feel comfortable by yourself. Like I feel like that's very an encouraging thing to do.
Yeah.
Also so true.
Yeah. I guess I got one. Just never say no. If there's an opportunity there, and whether you like it or not, just do it, because you never know if it's something you could do for a long time. This podcast in particular, my mom just brought up to me. She was like, "You don't have to do it. Just apply to it and see if you want to." I was really hesitant for a while, and finally, just one time we just sat down, and she was like, "Just do it." So I said, "Okay." 3 years later, I'm still here, and I've gotten so many connections, so much experience. I've done so much because of this. So never say no. Never be afraid to take a chance, and good things can happen. I mean, I'm still here. I'm planning on staying another year thanks to, connections and, this being a smart campus thing. I get to stay at the lounge for another year. Never be afraid for change, because I mean, that's what life's about. Things are supposed to change.
True. I think I have my advice. Have fun. Simply, it's something it's something I try to say often. I don't know if you ever heard me, Nick, but
Many times.
whenever somebody leaves, I always leave off with have fun, because time is fleeting, right? And there's one important thing to me in life. You got to enjoy it, right? We get one shot at this. So my goal, no matter where I go, what I do, is I try to make, one, myself laugh, and two, other people laugh, right? Just good times. That's all I want.
You do a good job at it.
I
so.
try.
You do a good
Believe
job.
me, I try. But if I could walk away making myself laugh and other people laugh, then I've done something good. I've accomplished something for today. And just have fun.
Yeah.
Nice, guys. All right, so the last question is just like a few words to describe your experience at UK. Pretty simple.
Incredible. Life-changing, incredible. I've made so many great friends, met so many incredible people. It's been pretty great. That's all I can say. It's been great.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed my time here at UK and then also in the College of Communication and Information. I'm really glad that I chose UK and chose my major. And yeah, I don't think I would do anything differently. I feel like I've used my time well here, and I feel prepared for the future, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say also like I've enjoyed my time at UK. I really have grown a lot. Like when I first came in to Lexington or whatever, I wanted to be a lawyer. Don't know what that was about. I do know what that was about. I wanted to be a lawyer for like represent sports teams professionally.
Yeah.
But I realized that was like a lot of work. So I just said, maybe I just want to work in PR for a sports team. So, growth. Every day we're growing.
True. It's kind of flown by too fast. Kind of. I mean, like, granted, like, I have only spent 3 years here at UK. I was a high school intern, and that's how I've spent 4 years at the esports lounge. I did a dual credit in high school, so I only had 3 years of college instead of 4. And it honestly makes me a little sad because of the people that I've known, the people that I've seen leave, the connections that I've made. The whole reason I've stayed here at Smart Campus, at the esports lounge in general, was for the people, right? I love the people there. I can't imagine my life without them. It's another reason why I don't really want to leave, right? But well, what can I do? So
All right. Do you guys have anything else? Anything you want to add?
No, I just want to, thank everybody, thank all the, people that have been listening, at least hearing me for the past 3 years. It's always appreciated. Really couldn't have done it without you guys. I want to thank Christian, who was, my right-hand man for the past 2 years before he graduated last year. We started this together, and don't know if I would still be here if it wasn't for him. I want to thank, just everyone I've worked with, all you guys. Really is appreciative. Thank Rosa, Eric, Darren, all the people that work for Smart Campus and podcast in itself. Really means a lot, what you've done for me and what you've done for really everybody here. Just thank you, and I've had a lot of fun. So, and isn't that what matters at the end, right, Caleb?
damn right.
Having fun. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Bye, guys. We're going to miss the seniors so much. Say goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.